I'm here with Team Liquid.snute, who crashed out during the third group stage. How are you doing, Snute?
I'm doing fine. Yesterday was quite tiring, but I got a good night of sleep. I don't have any matches to play today, unfortunately, but yeah, it's been a good experience.
Okay. So what have you been doing today? Just watching matches and talking with players, or actually practicing at the player area?
I didn't really get to practice a lot at the player area. They closed down in the evening, so I didn't really play a lot of matches. I just talked around with the other players, talking some strategy, meeting different people here that are watching the games. I watched some games myself, so just been taking it easy.
From where did you fly to Bucharest?
Norway.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I've been home for a while, visiting friends and family after a longer stay in Korea.
Okay. Are you returning to Korea after this?
That's the plan, yeah. So I'm gonna stay probably until the end of the year, and then we'll see what changes I have in store for the next year.
Okay. Did you have any problems getting from airport to the hotel?
Yeah, we managed to get into some trouble with a scam taxi, but it went well afterwards, so yeah, not a big deal.
I was just asking because I saw Daisy complaining about it, and I think Apollo as well on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah, but what do you think about the DreamHack Bucharest in general? The tournament, did you like the seeds? You were one of the 32 players, map pool, admins, the setup?
I was really grateful about receiving the seed to the second group stage, because I feel like my DreamHack results especially haven't been that good. When I played in DreamHack Stockholm and DreamHack Summer, I went out in the same group stage as I was seeded into, I think. But this time I actually managed to prove myself and went on to the third group stage. I actually did that in summer as well, so I guess it wasn't that bad, but I feel like my performance hasn't been that great, so I was really happy about being seeded into the second group stage with all the Koreans. But the tournament in itself has been really great. The player area, just like other DreamHacks of course, is always a bit noisy, so it's not the easiest playing conditions, but overall I'm satisfied with the tournament.
As I mentioned on the start, you made it to the third group stage, but you crashed out after losing to SOS and Hyun. What happened in those games, and should you have won those?
No, I shouldn't have won those games at all. I got crushed really hard, and there was no chance for me to win those games. Of course, I could have done it if I played my best, but it was a long day. I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't have the energy, and they simply played better than me. And I was especially impressed by SOS's PVC. He showed some stuff that I've never seen before in practice, and my play just wasn't up to dealing with such a level. So I'm a little bit disappointed in my performance, but I'm also happy that I was able to not lose to a single foreigner in series, and that I was eliminated by Koreans. So the next step for me is to keep up the trend, not lose to foreigners, and be able to actually do more than just take one map off of a Korean. Because that's all I managed to accomplish. But my goal is to be able to compete with the Koreans and, not just pick one map here in one tournament, but actually be able to defeat someone in a series. Yeah.
Okay. And how would you rate your performance in the tournament from scale 4 to 10?
4 to 10.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I would have to give this a 7. So, not amazing, but not bad either. So, I'm quite satisfied. At least I didn't crash and burn like I did in some previous DreamHacks. So, I'm just taking it slow. I'm happy with the development. Yeah.
Okay. And who do you think is going to win the tournament? I think we have Innovation, MMA, Life, and
Teja.
Is Teja left?
I believe so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, let's say Teja. So who's going to win of the 4?
Teja.
Why?
No, he's just he was really fearsome last summer, but now I feel like his level has just skyrocketed the past few months. So yeah, I really believe in Teja. I think he's innovation is good also, but I think Teja is just looking unstoppable at the moment, the way he performed in the SE2L. So if he's not too tired today, I know it's going to be a long day, so it might be a little bit tough on Teja. But if he manages to keep his energy up, then I think he can win the entire tournament.
Okay, let's go to WCS. You are Norwegian, living in Korea pretty much, and competing in North America.
Yeah.
Why?
And the reason is because if you want to compete in WCS, then you can play in North America, and you don't have to worry about whether you stay in Europe or Korea. So North America is the only best option in terms of latency and traveling. That allows you to travel in between the different regions easily. Like, it's not that far from Korea to NA, and likewise from Europe to NA. So, but mostly it was about the lag, pretty much. So yeah, that's the reason why I chose NA, so I could play in WCS from any region, be it EU or KR.
Okay. Well, sorry, I'm checking just memos. Season 1 was really good for you, but in Season 2 you have a little slump. How is the third one going right now?
No, the third one went terrible. I was actually eliminated from, in the Season 2 Challenger, I was eliminated, so yeah, it's not going great at all. I think I was, I was eliminated in the bracket stage, and then I was eliminated in the group stage as well, so I think I'm actually out of WCS. No, I'm in Challenger League for the third season. So it's obviously not going that well, because I lost some very key matches. But yeah, I just look forward to the other tournaments, and I just need to work on my consistency. So the first season was great, but I wasn't able to keep up the level for the next ones.
Okay, that's a shame. Heart of the Swarm was released 6 months ago, well, close to 6 months, and during that you have won Red Bull Battle training rounds too, I think, and you finished second at the Home Story Cup, 7, maybe, yeah, 7. Which one would you rank higher, and why? Of course, the competition level at the Home Story Cup was a little better with Asia, and ended up winning it, but which one would you rate higher and why?
I think the most difficult one was Home Story Cup 7. I played more matches then. There were more matches that I had to win, and I played against more Koreans. Not to take anything away from the people I played against at Red Bull training grounds, though, because they were really good also. So I would say they were pretty close. But at Home Story Cup, I had to play a lot more matches, I feel. Not too many more, but the field was a lot broader, a lot more diverse, and in order to survive there, I needed a really, really solid performance. Whereas in, I don't know, they were fairly similar, but I think Home Story Cup was slightly more difficult. Just slightly. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned that you've been living in Korea pretty much this year, and you played in the StarCraft 2 Pro League along with EGTL in May. You made your debut. And how was the experience? How is living in Korea in general for you? Do you feel lonely, like Naniva has said?
You feel a bit lonely, but you know, it's also a new experience. So the first weeks that you stay there is pretty cool, because there's so much to get used to, and it's really cool just to experience those things for the first time. But eventually, it can be a bit tiring being the only English speaker. But eventually, Naniwa and sort of came into the house as well, so we had more people speaking English there, so that was good. But overall, it's been a really great experience. Playing in Pro League was fun, and yeah, overall it's great, but you also don't really communicate a lot. It's a lot of simple English, so if anything, if anyone are aspiring to compete in Korea, then I would recommend them to learn Korean to the best of their abilities, because I wish I could put in the effort to do so, because that makes everything a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable, I think.
What's the best part of Korea? What do you like most?
The food is excellent, and well, I can't speak for the entire Korea, but overall people seem to be really nice, friendly, and open. Everyone in the EGTL house have been very nice to me, and especially the practice also is really good in Korea. You get so good resistance even on the ladder, so you get a lot of preparation that you don't necessarily get in the other regions. You face a lot more super crisp timings, and lots of macro plays that are very tough to break, so I think the practice in Korea is some of the best you can get.
Yeah. From what I know, you are one of the most, how to say, active players. You play a lot, especially during, let's say, on season. How much do you play normally a day, and are you satisfied with your results in compared to the time you have spent on the game?
I try not to think about my results in comparison to how much I played, But yeah, I do spend quite a lot of hours on the game, and I probably on average play about 30 games a day. In Korea, sometimes I would play more than 50 games per day. And I think my results are maybe not that good for someone who spends so much time on the game. But yeah, it's not something you can do too much about. You just need to be more efficient with your practice, and it's not exactly my strongest ability to have efficient practice. But you know, I'm trying to improve in the most efficient way. So I don't know. I don't want to rate myself. I feel like I've been doing okay. I win some tournaments here and there. Like second place in home story, pretty good. Red Bull training grounds was also a good achievement for me, and I feel like I've been doing better in team leagues and other competitions. So I want to be better, but every time I start feeling stressed about getting better, you kind of get greedy and you start being disappointed. So I try not to think too much about it and just do my best and have fun while I play, because in the end that's what it's all about.
Okay. Team Liquid is a very active team. You have a lot of players in many different single-player leagues, and then you compete in ATC and SPL last season with EG. I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce this correctly. How would you like to? Where can we see next you and Team Liquid?
Oh, that's a good question. I think there's of course the second season of the Acer Team Story Cup coming up, so I'm pretty sure we're going to compete in that one, and yeah, that should be starting shortly actually. So it's probably so that's coming up soon. I hope there will be a second season of the SE2L, but and as for Pro League, I don't know what's going to happen. I know as little as anyone else basically, so we'll have to see what happens there. So I guess the only thing that's guaranteed for now, and I might be mistaken here, but at least there's going to be the ATC second season, so that's going on. But who knows, there might be something more as well. And apart from that, I guess I will be competing in the next Challenger stage of the WCS season. And apart from that, I'll be in some other tournaments as well, and especially the one I'm looking forward to the most is the Red Bull Battlegrounds that are going to be a bit later. Yeah. So that's going to be a great and huge opportunity for me.
Okay, well that's all I have to ask. Thank you for the interview, and do you have any final words?
Yeah, I would like to thank my team, Team Liquid, and our sponsors for making it possible for me to stay in Korea, because that's really meant a lot to me in my practice. So I'd just like to thank Need for Seat with the great DX Racers game chairs and everything for helping me practice better, and Shiny Things, Racer, Twitch, and Barracuda Networks for their support. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.